So we are at the Portal of Poets. So here you can see the installation dedicated to famous Russian poets. There are names of them, and some of the parts of their poems also written there.
He looks like Pushkin, but he's probably somebody else. Yesenin, perhaps. Yesenin Center.
He is more similar to Yesenin, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So this place was established at the initiative of the Moscow Theater of Poets.
Okay, interesting. So right now we're going for some coffee and snacks at the Yesenin Cafe, and I guess we'll follow the direction of these two young gentlemen here.
Mm-hmm.
A hub of intellectualism, poets, and coffee.
Yes.
Cafe Yesenin.
It should have a lot of Yesenin's books, maybe some portraits.
And what are all of these that we can see here? Are these from his writing? Or maybe different types of writers as well?
Yeah. This is Nikolai Gumilev.
Yes, he's with a lion.
With the lion, yes.
Gumilev, Lev, yes.
Many poets of the silver century. And surprisingly, Pushkin from the golden century. This is very cool.
So many poets here, many writers, and it seems this is dedicated to their intellectualism and their creativity.
So Nick, do you know why this tree is planted here?
No, the birch tree, why do they have them here?
So the birch tree is the tree Yesenin is associated with because he mentions this tree in his poems, and this is one of the symbols of Russia for him.
Ah, very interesting. Is it, why does he think that the birch tree is a symbol of Russia? Is it the simple beauty?
Yes, it's very, I would say, small and also gracious.
Здравствуйте.
Покажут в кафе. Тогда нам сюда.
Спасибо большое. И один еще.
И конфетку. So probably I won't give you the very nice artistic translation because it's a poem.
Right.
But Yesenin expresses his genuine love towards Russia. Like there is no other country that would make him feel so warm.
Like his soul warm, his creative soul?
Yes.
So we just enjoyed the Yesenin Cafe. And we're going to go visit another place dedicated to a Russian creative personality, the Dostoyevsky House. It is actually the hospital where Dostoyevsky and his parents lived during his adolescence. Join me.
Yesenin is simpler. He leads a very fascinating lifestyle.
Humble.
Not always humble. Dostoyevsky is so popular in the West because he doesn't really care about the adventures of highborn.
He talks about regular people.
Yes. He describes the life of so-called small people.
So what we have here is called the Mariinsky Hospital. Dostoyevsky grew up here. His parents were doctors, specialists in the soul, in the mind. People here had many special problems. And you can imagine Dostoyevsky growing up here, meeting all of these different types of people, walking these grounds and learning their stories. He got lots of inspiration here. So just walking from the Dostoyevsky house, Here we have what's called a theater of the Russian Armed Forces, I believe. It was founded originally in the 1930s as the main theater of the Red Army, and it's gone through many iterations throughout Russian and Soviet history. And today it has plays dedicated to the Russian army as well as writers such as Pushkin, I believe. All around this metro station there's creative things dedicated to military power. It's these two halves of Russia which are very interesting: creative genius and military ingenuity.
Спой-ка с нами, перепелка, перепелочка. Раз иголка, два иголка, будет елочка. Раз дощечка, два дощечка, будет лесенка. Раз словечко, два словечко, будет песенка. Вместе весело шагать по просторам, по просторам, по просторам. И, конечно, припевать лучше хором, лучше хором, лучше хором.
So right now we're approaching the statue of Alexander Suvorov. I said that right?
Alexander Vasilievich Suvorov, right?
Vasilievich. And he is the father of Russian military ingenuity, Russian military theory. And he served under Catherine II as well as Pavel. And in English we translate Pavel to Paul. So, Suvorov, he first enlisted in the Russian army as a regular soldier, fighting wars in Turkey. Eventually, he climbed the ranks to reach Generalissimo, becoming who we know today as the main architect of Russian military ingenuity. So I do have a question about Suvorov. He served under Catherine II, and Catherine was known to have many lovers, of course, like Potemkin, who was also a military advisor. Did our friend Suvorov ever spend time with Catherine, to your knowledge?
I didn't have a chance to speak to him directly, so I couldn't ask.
An interesting question. So we've had a lovely walk in Catherine Park, and now we're headed over to the Museum of Russian Power. And how do we say that in Russian? Музей вооружений сил.
Музей вооруженных сил.
Вооружений.
Да.
Хорошо. So here we are at the Museum of Russian Power, and let's see some Soviet stuff, eh?
Yes.
So here we have exactly a painting dedicated to Soviet power. So we have many different personalities here from the Soviet Union. So we can see, of course, Lenin and Stalin in the center. Off to the side, here's Dzerzhinsky, Sverdlov, I believe, and Trotsky.
Trotsky.
Yes, hiding off to the left because, leave him over there.
Yes.
полагается ничего трогать руками. Вообще ничего. Ну хоть это, тут все не огородишь, но правила таковы.
We've seen the original.
Вы узнаете, это не полигон, где ты когда-то. Нигде.
Это еще опасно или нет? Нет.
Ну, это, конечно,
Безопасно.
опасно.
Но трогать все еще не надо.
So what we have right here is something incredibly special. These are original German medals and flags and memorabilia, weapons that were thrown at the mausoleum of Lenin on the first Victory Day. And here we have them. And there you have it, the Dostoyevskaya Metro Station area. I hope you join me next time where I go on another amazing adventure. Thank you for watching.